Now let's talk about China, specifically the Chinese economy. It is in bad shape. Consumers are not spending enough money. Prices have fallen for 18 months in a row. The property market is in a crisis. Government debt is steep. Unemployment has hit record highs. Plus, Beijing is in a trade war with Washington and it is expanding tariffs. So now President Xi Jinping is going on a spending spree to boost the economy. This means discounts on all kinds of products, subsidies for childcare, and tall claims of increased wages. But will this plan work? Or is it just more of the same? Our next report tells you.
New childcare subsidies, increased wages, better paid leave, tourism boost, and a $41 billion plan for discounts on all kinds of products, from dishwashers to smartwatches. This may surprise you, but these generous announcements have been made by the Chinese government. It's going on a spending spree because the Chinese people are not spending enough. After the pandemic, many countries have struggled with inflation, including the United States. But China has experienced the opposite, deflation. This happens when the rate of inflation falls below zero, meaning prices decrease. This may sound like good news, but it means that there is a persistent decline in consumption. People have stopped spending money, so businesses have cut prices. The more this happens, the less money businesses make. So, hiring slows, wages stagnate or decrease, and the economy staggers. For some context, in China, prices have fallen for 18 months in a row. And this is not all. China's economy has witnessed sluggish growth. Its property market has been in crisis. The government debt is steep and unemployment is rampant. It has hit record levels. This week finally brought some good news. Retail sales grew by 4% in the first 2 months of this year. This is a positive sign for consumption. But amid an array of economic woes, it's hardly enough. President Xi Jinping wants the economy to grow at 5% this year. That's the growth target. But that's not the only reason behind its policy push. China is embroiled in a trade war with the United States. Earlier this month, US President Donald Trump doubled tariffs on all Chinese imports to 20%. While China has issued a fresh round of retaliatory tariffs, it's clear that Trump is putting pressure on the world's largest trading nation. And this is exactly why boosting consumption is the top priority for Beijing. The question is, will China's ambitious plans to vigorously boost consumption help its sluggish economy? Experts are not sure. It may reduce some financial burdens, but despite these big changes, Chinese leaders need to do more to increase support. A quarter of the country's labor force is made up of low-paid migrant workers. They don't have access to urban social benefits. Plus, the near collapse of the property market has made Chinese consumers more risk-averse. And with unemployment reaching its highest levels, people have cut back on spending. So China can only hope that its big promises increase domestic consumption and absorb the blow of US tariffs. But what the Chinese people need is a stronger social safety net, so they have enough money which they aren't afraid to spend.
Firstpost brings you the Ideas Pod at the Raisina Dialogue 2025, the largest gathering of global policymakers, thought leaders, and innovators, now on the fastest-growing international news platform. Big ideas, big debates, big impact. Only at the Ideas Pod.
Raisina Dialogue.
Firstpost gives you front-row access to the conversations that matter most. The Ideas Pod. Raisina Dialogue 2025 on Firstpost. From March 17th to March 19th.
Do you think that Ukraine is at its weakest position?
This war is not about Ukraine.
Do you believe that your president was insulted? Yes or no question? Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Diplomacy will work?
Yes,
Do you
it
think
will.
Russia will give up the territory if there is no ceasefire? Do you propose to keep fighting?
We are ready to resist.
Do you think there will be peace?
Many countries gave us 3 days.
President Trump said you don't have any cards.
We do not have another choice.
How do you keep fighting?
You ask me once again the same question.
Because you've not
We
answered my
have-
question.
We have enough capacities to keep fighting.